episode of Farming Simulator 2015. We are on Sosnovka, playing hard. Now, kind of got myself into a little bit of a pickle here doing delivery. I literally just picked it up from that pad over there. Turned, didn't see the truck while I was turning a little too fast. Somehow, this ended up on top of the truck. Yay! That was the first I have ever had that happen. That was pretty crazy. Now, we have made some changes since the last episode. I did end up going through, we were talking about doing missions and what I should buy, so I decided to go ahead and buy the mower, so that way I could mow the lawns for the different missions that they offer. And the loading wagon that we had in the last episode, along with obviously the front loader attachments. Now, I bought this wagon. I have no clue why. I think I just accidentally pushed a button and bought it. Yeah, exciting. So now I have a wagon, which is fine because I have added in some sheep now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park this wagon down by the sheep and load the wool on there till the wagon gets full, and then unload the wool from there. But that way we're not doing a lot of back and forth. On this map, the sheep and where you sell the wool are separated like they usually are, so kind of saves us from doing a little bit of the extra driving. And then I did go ahead and buy some chickens as well, just some ways to make some passive income here. Now you can tell I've been doing missions. I'm at $53,000 now. I have not sold any more grain or anything, and that is because there has not been another great demand since then. So what I've been doing is I've just been doing missions to make some income, be able to increase what we have in our stockpile of different tools and stuff. Now, I would like to get another tractor. This tractor, I've been driving it a ton. Great tractor. I'd like to get another one. I'd say maybe similar to it or go up to the next level. The only problem with the next level, it doesn't have that front loader attachment available. But it would be able to do the mowing and the grass pickup a little bit easier. One thing I have noticed with the Proxima Power 120, when you got the loading wagon running and the mower running, it has a very hard time, especially if you hit a hill. Whereas this one having higher horsepower is obviously going to mean that it's going to be able to handle those hills a little bit better while doing that, and at the same time still be affordable. 136,000 for 147 horsepower. The closest one that is comparable is this one, right? I just saw it. Right there. The Ursus, that one is 82,000, so it's a lot cheaper. Only problem with the Ursus is it's $260 a day for maintenance compared to $120 a day. Now, the maintenance is a big thing that we're going to keep an eye on here, because if we start getting too high of a daily maintenance this early in the game, it's going to start messing with us. Now, when we do buy another tractor, I am going to go through and look at buying another field. And the reason I want to buy another field is I want to start getting more grain production in. And I am thinking about expanding out into doing a corn. So that way we've got the corn crop for harvest, and then maybe get into doing some silage for the corn. Doing some chaff from the corn as well. So that way we can start having some silage being produced. Because as everybody knows that plays this game, silage usually is one of your highest priced things in the game. Like as of right now, canola, the highest grain price is $5.35. Corn is pretty low at $2.42, whereas silage is up at $7.98 a ton. So if we can get some good ways of producing silage, best way to produce silage, corn and chaff it. Once you have it chaffed, throw it in your silage bunker, ferment it, you got yourself some silage, and then go ahead and sell it. That's a huge way to make some quick money in this game. I shouldn't really say quick. because chaffing does take a bit, and then obviously it does take time for that chaff to turn into silage. I am starting a little bit with grass, but one thing that I'm noticing is without having a windrower to pile up that grass, it takes forever for that loading wagon to pick the grass up and end up filling itself. So because of that, doing silage with grass is a whole lot more tedious than what it is to do it the other ways. So let's see, where do we gotta drop this off? Right back here. Okay, $2,400 plus a $405 time bonus. Now I have gotten some pretty nice time bonuses in there. That was not really one of them. Let's see. Now, you can check your animal's production. Right now, my sheep are producing 100%. I do have 25 of them. I might up that. I have 30 hens, 1 rooster. That's why it's 31. You always start out with 1 chicken, and that's your rooster. So then everything that you buy from there is hens. So I've got 30 hens and 1 rooster. I don't know why I just did that. So we are heading back to the farm. Now, for some reason, the last crop cycle that I planted, somehow the game messed up. And when we get over here, you guys will see it. Somehow, I do not know how. It's pretty crazy. There's little spots. I shouldn't say spots. There's chunks of grain of this. What do I have there? I have canola. So there's chunks in the canola field where it's not ready for harvest yet, whereas the entire field itself is ready for harvest except for these chunks. I don't know how it happened. I've never seen it happen before. It has not happened before, to me at least. But somehow it did happen, and I'm trying to wait it out as long as possible because it's a pain to harvest around not ready grain. And then when we go to plant, we're going to be planting right over top of it, so we're losing a lot of our grain production. So we're going to go take a look at that. I also have, let me see, I've got to pack down my silage bunker. So I don't remember off the top of my head what percentage you need the silage bunker filled to in order to be able to cover it up to make silage. So we're going to try seeing if we have enough in there right now. Now, like I said, I've been doing this with grass. This has taken quite a bit. The last pile that I dumped in here, see, look at this, there's chunks. I don't understand it. You guys know how I plant this field. I plant it going this direction here. So if we're going this direction, how is there chunks like this that are not ready for harvest? I don't understand it. Anyways, this has taken quite a bit to fill up now. I think you need at least like 10% of the bunker filled in order to cover it. Right now we are sitting at 7%. We're going to compact this down just to see if we can cover it. I'm hoping we can. Just because, like I said, it's quite tedious to get any amount. Nope. Let's see. And no. So, unfortunately, it's not going to let us yet. Let's check our mission board. Ooh, barley for the grain elevator. They need 20 tons of it. I don't think I have 20 tons of barley. I have only 15. So, to take that mission, it's not even worth it, because we don't have that 20 tons worth of barley to be able to do it. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that mission be. Even though it says 0 minutes remaining, it's still staying up there. So must be it's at the end of its lifespan there. Let's come over here. I do have the tipper right now filled with wheat. So out of the last harvest that I did wheat in this field over here, which grew normally, and I was able to harvest it, and replanted wheat. Now, the reason I'm planting a lot of wheat and a lot of canola is we have not had a great demand for either of them that I can remember off the top of my head. I haven't sold any, and we just had the great demand for the barley. Therefore, to produce a ton of barley is kind of like not really worth it at the moment, because your chances of getting a great demand for that barley are very, very low. So because of that, I'm not even focusing on barley at the moment. And at this point, honestly, I think I'm just gonna harvest this myself and plant over top of it. Give me just a second here. We're gonna go ahead and speed this up for a second here, see if we can get this to grow in right, or at least most of it to grow in right. If we can get that to grow in and be ready for harvest with the rest of it, we'll go ahead and harvest this, because then this little square down here, it's not that big of a deal. We're gonna hide inside of my combine here. Look at that, there's a little ladder in here and everything. The amount of detail that they put into these things. Now, I don't know why they would put a ladder there, unless they intended for you to be able to, you know, glitch through it kind of like this. I mean, I wonder, can you see that ladder from the inside? You can. So that's pretty neat. You can actually see it from the inside. And these need a good washing. Let's see. Man, I can't believe this isn't growing in yet. What is going on? We've sped up the time. The growth rate is on fast. I mean, I don't understand. Oh, and now it's getting foggy. That's not good. Now, for those of you that don't know, you cannot harvest, or thresh it's called. They call it thresh. You cannot thresh in the rain, the snow, and I think, oh, there it is, perfect. And I think when you have dense fog as well. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna hire somebody to start harvesting this field while we take and make sure everything else is prepared and ready to go. Now that is canola, so we don't have to worry about picking up any of the straw with the loading wagon. I do have, let me see. Look at this, see, this field's already starting to grow in before that field's even harvested, which is weird because that field gets planted first. I don't understand what happened there. Let's see, where did I leave my planter? This is what sucks about the fog. Wonder if somebody stole it. Okay, let's see. It's gotta be around here somewhere. Oh, man. I mean, I guess we can just reset it. I'd rather not, but this will also tell me where it is. It's all the way over there. Hey, there it is. Peekaboo. We see you. We're gonna go ahead and refill the seeds on this. We are going to plant, I think we'll go ahead and plant a barley this time. We're harvesting canola. So let's get this barley put down afterwards. And I don't understand how this happened. This is crazy. Crazy. Now, the nice part is I'm pretty sure he will harvest the entire field, or almost the entire field, before he has to unload. I do believe, at least. I'm trying to remember, it's been a while. I know we just did canola the other day. I don't remember off the top of my head as to whether or not he can do the whole field. I know we can fit the whole field in the tipper trailer that we have, which is another thing I'd like to see about getting a bigger tipper. We can get a bigger one. We can go all the way up to 40,000 liters. Currently, the one that we have is this one, which has 15,000 liters or 15 ton. This one is 20 or 40,000 or 40 ton. This one is 32,000. Which is 32 ton. This one is a nice trailer. And the reason that I like this one and a lot of other people like to use this particular one, the Flegel, is because you can attach it to your combine if you have the wow, why can I not think about it right now? The chaffing. If you put it up to a chaffing combine, it'll actually attach to it. The hitch is in the right spot, the tongue is up high enough or low enough, whichever it is, to where it's able to be attached. Now some of these other tippers, they have it set up a little too high for the harvester to actually be able to attach to it. Now there's a $10,000 difference to have an extra 8 tons, and there's also a $20 difference per day. I mean, we can go up to a 45 ton, but that's almost another 10,000 to go up 5 tons. So, that's a tough one. If we go up almost 7 ton, it's another 9,000 from this one. And then when you get up into this one, you're starting to need either the dolly or a tractor trailer. This one has a huge capacity though, 47,000. Personally, when I go up into the ones that are going to need a dolly, I go for broke. I go right for this baby right here. Might as well at that point, you know, the SB 3060. It's got the highest capacity in the game for a tipper. It has the 59 ton. So you can put 59 tons in this one. And it's very, very nice to be able to just unload everything into it. So if you're going to go with a tipper for a dolly, you might as well go for broke there. Okay. Let's see if we can harvest this a little bit faster. So right now we are pulling up canola. We're going to be putting down barley afterwards. And we're hoping and praying for a great demand here. We got a lot of canola actually. We have 86 tons of canola, 126 tons of wheat. So it'd be nice to get a great demand for either one of those two. Really put some money in our pocket there. Yeah, we should be able to get the whole field in without having to empty the harvester. Which is kind of nice. Saves a little bit of time. I've been thinking about buying another field. The only problem is fields on this map, when you start getting into the bigger ones, they're quite a bit further away from where you're starting. So to this early in the game with this with this little amount of equipment, it really isn't very feasible to buy a very big field. And then the problem is you're just buying something little. It doesn't add much to your production. It's almost, in a way, worth it to hold out for one of the bigger fields. I mean, there are a few bigger ones next to you, but they're not as big as some of the other ones. Like, if you look at the map, Field 18 is my favorite field on the entire map, and I'm sure you can guess why. It is the biggest field on the entire map. It's a very expensive field, too. I also like fields 22 and 17. I like those two because they're right next. Oh man, look at this. Terrible. That's what I get for looking at the map. Distracted driving right there, folks. Those ones are great for when you're doing chaff. Do chaff, throw it right in there. You're right next to where you're going to be able to sell that compost once you get it all done. The silage, I'm sorry. Silage once you get it all done. Let's grab this little bit that we missed here with my terrible driving. Then I'm just going to go ahead and hire a worker to finish off the field, and as he's doing that, we can start planting the field. Okay. So we are planting barley this time. Let's go ahead and get this baby on the road. Harvesting over there. I don't know if I'm the only one that's a little weirded out by the fact that you can do the owl. You can do a full 360 in this. It's a little creepy. Something straight out of a horror movie right there. Now, luckily this time he's not gonna be stopped by the grass patch that I terribly put in the middle of the field. We should go right over top of it and keep going. Thank goodness. I'm going to have to get a plow and fix that. So, plows, we don't want a very big one. Might as well go with the cheapest one, which is this one right here. I would like to fix that before we plant again. So let's go ahead and get that over to our farm. And then once he gets all the way down to this end, we're going to stop him. And let's go pick up that plow. We're going to go ahead and fix that spot so that way it no longer has grass there. So that way nobody can tell that I messed up. Okay, it's been a long time since I've used the plow. Let's see. Get that bad boy on there. Now, kind of weird how it's at an angle like that. Now we got to be careful not to hit any of the product that we've already got up in the field. So let's see. Lower it. I don't really want to extend the field any because I do want it to stay the same size for this particular harvest. Once this harvest is done, now that we have a plow, we can see about extending this all the way out to the road. But until that time, see, man, coming all the way back there. Get that pulled up. Let's see. Why is it not pulling this dirt up, or this grass out of here? Do I need to allow create fields? There we go. Don't worry guys, we'll get this figured out. Only problem is now it will allow you to go past this field, which we yet again don't want to happen. So let's see. That's his last pass right there. Let's see if we can get this finished off and get the field planted, ready to go. Allow create fields. There we go. Oh, we want to pull that up. See, I'm not very familiar with the plows. I don't use them very often. But now that we are playing on hard, we are definitely going to be using the plow, increase our field size without having to buy a new field. And the nice part to that is we don't have to buy a new field. No, what am I doing? How did I hire a worker? Lower it. I guess I pushed O without pushing the left bumper, huh? That's what I get. Let's see. We're just gonna go this way now. Finish that off. And looks like one more pass should do it with my terrible plowing job here. Ah, what a disgrace. Man. There we go. So now that we got the grass out of there, that's great. I'm just gonna drop this over here for now. Like I said, after the next harvest, we will go ahead and extend these fields out and be able to start having bigger harvests with the same fields. So that way we're saving the money of having to buy new ones. Okay, let's empty you out. Even if that last little bit was actually there, we still would have had plenty of room left in the combine to be able to pick that up and get that off the field as well. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened there. That was weird. First time I have ever had that happen. Oh man, now I'm hitting stuff. Don't worry guys, I only drive like 7 days a week. Let's see. Okay. So now it's just down to the usual waiting game we just gotta take in. We've got this field over here growing wheat. That field over there growing soon going to be growing barley. We're going to go ahead and throw down some fertilizer on it as soon as it's done and get that yield up there on it and be good to go. In the meantime, while it's growing, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to take this trailer down to where the sheep are. This trailer that I terribly bought on accident. Get that down there with the sheep. Throw some wool on it. Which, by the way, how are the sheep doing? Nice. We're at 4% wool. We got 4 eggs going over there, so we do have some passive income we're going to be able to start getting in once we get over there and pick those things up. We can go ahead and sell them. The wool, we're going to let that pallet get full. No sense in taking that long trip. If you look, the sheep are all the way down in the bottom middle of the map by that green dump trailer symbol. and the gas station symbol down there. And then the wool is all on the left-hand side, just above the creek, where the garden center is, kind of between the garden center and I guess the gas station on the far left-hand side there. You can see the little yarn symbol. That's where the wool can be sold. So to drive that far for anything less than a full pallet just isn't worth it. I don't remember exactly what you get for a full pallet, especially with this being on hard. You're going to get less, I do believe. Pretty sure you get less for everything on hard compared to what you do on easy or normal. So it's going to be a learning experience for me as well as to how much we're actually going to get from a full pallet of wool. And I really wish we could cover this. I think we got to get that up to 10% though, which is also a project we're working in. Take a walk over to the missions board, see if there's anything good up there. Although our one and only tractor is currently planting field 14. Glowing in the dark. Mushroom grower ordered a large quantity of ultraviolet lamps. Okay. Well, unfortunately, he's gonna have to glow in the dark on his own, because we have to finish this field up. Whoa. Look at that. Who said I can't pass a drunk driving test? Okay. Once he finishes up here, we'll be good to go. Should be able to plant right over top of that. Nice. So now that we took that grass out of the field that I accidentally put in there like 2 episodes ago, finally out of there. Finally able to get full yield again from this field. It's going to be nice. And look, ready? We got ourselves an extra little tail down here. Look at this. I went just a little bit past it, so yeah, we'll get like a whole whopping 0.001 ton more, maybe. Every little bit counts. Unfortunately, we're mowing this right down. I'm not waiting for it. I'm not going to stop the whole field from producing just to get that up. So we're just taking it right out. Boom. Gone. Ooh, that sucks. Hopefully we don't have that happen again. Like I said, I don't know honestly what had happened last time. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Looks like we might actually have to buy fuel. I think this will be the first time I have ever bought fuel in Farming Simulator. I mean, I use this tractor for everything, so it shouldn't be a surprise. We are down to 77 liters, which is less than half. So once he finishes up here, we're going to go ahead and attach up our fertilizer attachment, get this field fertilized. We will head over to refuel and see about doing some more missions, earning some more income, and hopefully get a second tractor going on this farm. Hello everybody and welcome to the stream. Thanks for the support. We're just gonna, my farm is gonna be messy. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I've just been leaving stuff everywhere lately. I haven't been leaving it as organized as I usually do. Oh my goodness. Good thing I only drive like 7 days a week, huh? Let's see. Get down here. Now I would like to buy a new fertilizer. I want to go with another pellet one. I do prefer the pellet fertilizers over top of the liquid ones. I'm thinking about going with this one, the ZAM 1501. Reason being, I mean, it's got a working width 26 meters, which is the same as this ZGB 8200, but it's a quarter of the price. And I mean, sure, it's going to hold a lot less, but it's only $10 worth of maintenance a day, which is what we're paying right now with the, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that, the L700. There we go. We're paying the same amount of maintenance, but we only have a capacity of 700 liters and only a working width of 12 meters. So it takes longer to do it, and I have to fill this thing up after every single time we use it. So every single time we use it on a field, I have to refill it. It's kind of a pain. So I think that will be our next investment. We will upgrade our fertilizer, sell this one, get it out of here. It's kind of ugly too. I don't like it. But it served its purpose. It got us through quite a bit of harvest so far. We did buy that during episode 1 actually on here. We bought that during our very first episode. Just fresh start on the map. So it did serve its purpose. We got a lot of good use out of it, and it will be missed. Not really. How the heck did he miss that spot right there before? I don't understand. What is that? He should be fired. Terrible. Terrible, Juan. So, if we had the other fertilizer, he'd probably be done by now. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the other fertilizer. Stop missing spots. Man, he just looks so excited to be here. Look at him working so hard. Man, you'd almost think this tractor gets driven once or twice. It's pretty dirty. How much is it for... Oh my goodness, they want me to pay $4,500 in 10 maintenance a day to wash my tractors? What? What? Now, I do like getting passive income. A lot of people like to put in solar panels and wind turbines and stuff. I don't like putting them in unless I have a map that I specifically want to just test things out on, try new things. Because honestly, like these two things, once you get up into the wind energy converter, you're making a ton of money. I've got a map. I'm making like I'm making about $7,000 an hour. I think I got like 7 or 10 of these wind energy converters on there. So I'm making anywhere from 7 to 10,000 an hour just from the wind energy converters. I mean, you can do anything on that map, but it makes the map very boring. Because when you get to a point where you can sit there and be like, oh, this tractor right here looks kind of nice. I'm just going to go ahead and buy like 5 of them, and you can do it. But it kind of takes the whole point of the game out of it, I guess. So I don't place those ones. I do like making some passive income, though. Maybe we will see about putting in a beehive or two. And then once we get our cows up and running, which will be quite a ways down the road. Honestly, I don't even know if we'll get the cows up and running before Farming Simulator 17 comes out. It doesn't have much longer until that comes out, so we probably won't even get our cows up and running to be able to get to a point where we can do the, what are the other two there? They are a greenhouse for tomatoes and a greenhouse for lettuce. They both make $40 an hour, but you do need fertilizer, cow manure, and water to do it. Water's not a big deal. You can get water from the creek using a water tank, but the problem comes into play with... See, look at this. He missed this spot again. What the heck? Listen, Juan, you're not going to be able to keep working here. You don't do it right. Okay, so let's go ahead and before I forget, we're going to go ahead and buy this fertilizer. And I would like to go to the garage and sell this other ugly one. Get rid of that one. Boom, gone. And let's get that baby over here. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, I hear you there, ASAP. I've been really anticipating the release of Farming Simulator 17, but man, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But that's what my plan was. Instead of just, kind of getting rid of everything, I definitely want to sell out of everything. I want to get rid of all the grains on all my maps, sell all the vehicles, and just kind of see where I'm at. I do have quite a few different saves. My son actually has a save on here as well. But yeah, no, when Farming Simulator 17 comes out... Oh, do I think I'll have enough time to finish everything before the new game comes out? That'll honestly depends. With this being hard, it takes a lot longer to be able to get anything going, really. I mean, just to be able to get up to cows, I need to be able to somehow come up with a ton of money here. We need to be able to get feeding technology. We need this one right here at least. So that's 39,000. Plus I need to come up with balers, get some hay baled up in here, which is going to involve me probably planting some fields with grass. So that means I need to go buy some fields or just mow a ton of grass. But there really isn't a lot of big grassy areas on this map to begin with. So because of that, we'll probably end up having to buy some fields and do some grass, which will probably be what I do with field 23 and 25 as long as I have the time. And then use that to make hay with, and then obviously the straw coming from harvesting the wheat and barley like it normally does. But unfortunately the way it sits, it's all up in the air. I don't know for sure if I'm going to get there or not. A lot of work needs to be done before we can get up to having cows. A lot of work. Like right now, I'm just rolling with some chickens and some sheeps. Okay, so now that the harvest of the canola is done, let's take a look. How are we looking here? We have 126 tons of wheat, 15 tons of barley due to the recent great demand that we had, and 94 tons of canola. Unfortunately, the price of canola just recently fell, and I don't know why the prices are falling, considering I have not been selling anything. The only thing I've sold is barley, yet prices are still falling quite often. Kind of a bummer. Let's get this taken down to where the sheeps are. It's the only place I'm going to use this trailer. So we need to head this direction. Yeah, 76 liters. We'll be able to make it down there and back. Alongside field 18. Field 18. Oh yeah, that big one right there. Yeah, that's not too bad, honestly. Actually, that's not a bad idea at all. I didn't even think about it. That's field 18. You know, I would love to have that field, but man, that's a pricey field. It's a big one, though. It's the biggest one on the map, so I guess it's to be expected that it's going to be the most pricey, but I mean, there's grass spots. Like, see, we could do it here. You know, the problem comes into play is when you got a windrow around those trees. I hate windrowing around trees. It's such a pain. That's why I like buying a field and just kind of making it grass. Like the length and underneath it, lots of grass. Yeah, we'll have to go check it out. Maybe I'll have to see about my next investment being into getting a baler, see if I can at least get some cows up on this game before we do have Farming Simulator 17 come out. Yeah, I actually, oh man, is it on here? Not on here. On one of the maps, I have that kind of setup going on because I was stupid. I planted trees in one of my fields and learned my lesson never to do it because forestry equipment is very difficult and it's just a pain. So I decided not to do forestry there, and due to that, I cut down all of the trees that were there with a chainsaw, ground out the stumps, but man, it took quite a bit of time. That's why, I mean, I'm thinking if I could sit there and buy at least field 28, if I could buy field 28 and plant grass in it, then that'd be perfect. You know, that'd give me enough grass. You don't need a ton of grass to be able to make hay with. The problem comes into buying the equipment, I guess, too. I mean, you need tethers. 10,000. We need windrowers, 17,000. And then we need the baler, which I prefer the square baler. The reason being, they don't roll all over the place. And then we could just pick them up with bale forks if we really wanted, or we could get the loading wagon. The auto stack is awesome. I use this one on my other map all the time. And the one for the square balers, a little bit more expensive, but you're getting double the bales on it compared to the round baler one. So the round baler one though is a lot cheaper, but it takes a lot longer to bale your bales. The debate. And then I do have to have silage up as well. So I would like to get a chaffing harvester up to be able to do some silage there too. I mean, we can do it with grass. Takes a while, but we can do it with grass. I actually do have a little bit of grass in there. I'm at 7% in my silage bunker. Maybe we'll see if we can get that up to 10 and get that done, because if we can have that with some silage, we're one step closer to having cows. See, these are pretty good sized fields actually. They're really big fields. The fog makes them look bigger too, though. Looks like we're gonna get attacked by locusts or something. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's right. So we need to see if we can get this up to 10%, get that covered. I think it's 10%. ASAP, do you happen to know what percentage you have to have the silage bunker to in order to cover it? We're going to go take a look at field 18 along the side and bottom of it like you'd suggested there. I don't know if that's really worth it right now. Let's get this grass done. Yeah, that one row one, man, that thing is slow, yes. It is crazy, but hey, it saves you a ton of money. I mean, if you're looking at that, man, it's crazy, but is it underneath headers or is it underneath harvesters? It's underneath harvesters. Um, so, I mean, you're talking $38,000 to be able to start doing your chaff, compared to the cheapest chaff harvester is $229,000. Then you got to throw in your header with the smallest one being, this is our chaff harvester right here. Header 35,000. So, I mean, you can go with like this one. This one right here is what you use for picking up like straw, or you can even use this one on a wheat field. You could throw it on a wheat field, canola, barley, any type of field. You can actually throw this header on your chaff harvester, and it will pick it up and turn it into chaff. Now, to me, it seems like a waste of some good grains, but hey, if you're only going for chaff to be able to do your silage, it's worth it in a lot of cases. Okay, so field 18. Yeah, I do pick up the straw swath. I use the loading wagon right here, and I go ahead and pick it up. And actually, there is quite a bit of grass here, isn't there? Right along the top side of this field too. This is a pretty good field worth of grass right here. I don't see any trees in it either. That would be a nice spot to go ahead and start doing some bales on. And this little thin line ain't worth nothing, but did you say along the left side? I think you said, so the other side over here. Yep. Yeah, that's the only problem is buying that chaff harvester. Or forage harvester, I guess. That's where the problem comes into play. Those things are expensive. I've already tried. I have tried picking up straw and dumping it into a silo to be able to do silage with it. Unfortunately, it is not accepted. It has to be chaffed. It does have to be chaffed in order to be turned into it, which really, that sucks. It really does. Because that would be so nice to be able to just dump that right in there. So unfortunately, what I've been doing is just selling my straw until I do get a forage harvester to be able to pick that up and turn it right into chaff. But ASAP, thanks for the idea here, bro. I didn't even think about this field right here beneath field 18. Nice, good grass spot. Not really much in the way. If we avoid these telephone poles and this fence post, this can be turned into a nice little baling spot. Save us a lot of money on having to buy a field. Just me, or does it seem like the mower's not mowing? What is going on? There it is. Must be the ground was too bumpy or something over there. I'm going to actually try looking up real quick. How full does the silage bunker need to be to get the cover put on it? Falling right over the same spot again here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and fill this up again. The Rostel mash you're talking about, is that that's the new one that they added in, right? Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, 229. Yeah, no, definitely. Silage is definitely the way to go if you want to make a ton of money really quick in this game. Silage is the way to go. Um, which is why I figured I'd start right out. I mean, I don't have a terrible amount of equipment. I mean, I've got my one tipper. I got the plow, which we can sell for 6,000. Obviously, we have my harvester, which I can get 100 and that was weird. I just seen a flash on my screen. 100 and wow, what can I get for that? 120. Is that 22,000? And then we have like that trailer. The fertilizer I would keep if we're gonna be doing fields still like that. The loading wagon, I'd like to keep that one simply because I do have the. Yeah. Well, we'd have to keep. Well, does this plant corn? It does not. Does not plant corn. That's a bummer. So we would have to buy a new planter to be able to do it. No, I do believe I maxed out the loan. Yeah, I did max out the loan on this game. We maxed it out right away. Are you talking about just doing the, what is this header called here? This 370 header and just go right over like wheat and stuff like that to pick up your chaff? The other one. I thought that's what this header was to pick up. No, this header is. Okay. That one picks up. Well, this one picks up wheat, grass, barley, and canola. This one picks up grass and straw. Okay, so it would be this one in order to be able to pick up the wheat, barley, canola, and the grass. So yeah, I mean, well, that's another 28,000. So we would need 229 and 28. I mean, we could probably get that done by next episode. I could probably have that up and running. I can work on doing some missions, grabbing some extra income that way. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate, bro. Okay. The silent. Okay. Just Googling real quick what we need in the silage bunker there. See, for some reason we can't mow too close to that fence line, which is fine. Farming Simulator 17 drops at the end of October. I do believe it is the 20... Ooh. Man, now you're really testing me. Farming Simulator 17 will be released October 25th. Yes, October 25th in the US. So, almost exactly 1 month. Today is the 23rd, unless it's already crossed over midnight. Yes, today is still the 23rd. It's only 11 o'clock. Look at me, my timing is terrible. So with that, a month and 2 days, technically. Now, what I don't understand, that you can pre-order the game, but do you actually get anything for doing a pre-order? Like, a lot of games, they'll give you like a little bonus for doing a pre-order. Is Farming Simulator 17 doing that? And the worst part is, the console version of the game costs more than the PC version of the game, which is kind of crazy. Terrible, I'm just kind of mowing randomly now. The Agco Field Viper and the Valter A Cow edition. What is the Field Viper? I'll have to YouTube that Field Viper, check that stuff out. There's a lot of videos out there about Farming Simulator 17 already. Just people doing little things on it. You know, telling you what all is new with the game. Oh, okay. Oh, it's only a paint job? But hey, you get it for pre-ordering. I mean, the game's going to cost the same price whether you pre-order it or not. So to pre-order it, at least they're giving you something. I always hate when they do a pre-order and give you nothing. Like, oh, hey, I'll just buy it the day it comes out then. Okay, let's go ahead and dump this off. See if we can cover up our silo. Great field though. We'll have to come back, get that mowed, and see about doing some hay bales finally. Thanks for the suggestion there, ASAP. That's a great spot for it. A lot of trees on this side though. This side would be pretty hard to do. Yeah, it's not too far. Oh, next to, you're talking about the biogas plant silos. Yeah, no, I'm going to take it over to the one by my cows if I'm going to be doing cows with it for this part of it. When I go to do the hay bales and stuff, we'll be able to take them over. But for doing silage, yeah, no, definitely. But even for doing the stuff for the cows, like the hay bales and stuff, it's not that far away at all. And it saves us a ton of money from having to buy another field. You're harvesting? What are you harvesting? Okay. My farm is an absolute mess right now. I got stuff just sitting everywhere. Ah, that sounds exciting. Kind of like babysitting your television. That's funny. Yeah, no, you know, honestly, the Rostel mashes, sure, the smaller one there is kind of a pain, you know, especially on hills. But the nice part to it is, we're gonna save my game right after I bought it. Yeah. The nice part to it is they're cheap, you know, and that's why right now I'm driving the my tractor that I'm using is the second one, the second Z-Tur here, the Power 120. I'm driving that one because it's cheap. You know, cheap, and I mean, the power is not the greatest, you know, for what I'm using it for right now, but for playing this on hard, it's pretty cheap. It's kind of nice. Can't believe I'm going to actually have to buy fuel. I have never had to refuel a tractor before, and I've played this game quite a bit. I guess it's just because I usually buy and sell my tractors so much. Well, the fuel seems pretty cheap. $79 to refuel my entire tractor. Okay. That's not bad at all. Get out of there. Okay, mow the west lawn. Well, we're gonna grab grass anyways, so we might as well. Like the fourth time I've mowed the west lawn in like, I'd say probably about, I've been on the game for about an hour and a half now. I've mowed the west lawn 3 times now. ASAP, you playing on the same map here? This, I hate pronouncing it, like Sosnovka, I guess it's called, or whatever. Unfortunately, this tractor doesn't have enough power to go very fast while doing this. Yeah, I would say so, Bjornholm. Let me tell you, that's a tough map. That's a very tough map. Especially running the harvester that you're running. Yeah. Yeah, that's, you know, the sad part about this game is that in order to do cattle, it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and I don't know if you really make enough money to make it worthwhile unless that's what you focus on. I mean, if you focus solely on doing cattle and you have, I've got a buddy who has like, I think he's got like 3,000 cattle or something like that. So he dedicates most of his time on the game solely to that. Planted them with 4 main greens, which already... Man, you bought all of the fields on the entire map? Grains only save. I never thought about that. Man, bought every single field, planted the 4 main grains. That would take forever, bro. Forever. How long did it take you? To get to a point where you could buy all of the fields on the map. Split your map into 4 areas. That's actually a pretty smart way of doing it. 140 hours. Oh no, I detached the wrong thing. 140 hours. Man. Wonder how long it would take to do that same thing on hard. Well, yeah, that would have taken forever. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, man, you didn't do anything other than grain to buy all the fields? Like, so far, I've done grain and missions on this one. That's it. I haven't done any silage. I'm starting to work on it now, though. But I'm still working on the first 2 fields that it just gives you. Okay, so we almost have the west lawn mowed. This is actually quite a bit of grass here that'll be left over. Hopefully nobody gets sick. Watch me go round and round and round here. There we go. Man, about time. I do want to finish this off, though. Let's go dump this trailer off and see if we can finally cover up our silage bunker. Man, what the heck? You would think it's my first time or something. Oh, man. I think this is the longest broadcast I've done so far on this map. We're finally up to where we're doing something more than just watching a field grow, though. Okay, this should put us well over 10%. Hoping that's what we need. Hour meter? What do you mean? Pull this out of the way. There we go. So it looks like 10% is what we need. Oh, how much time you've invested into the save games. Okay, yeah. Yeah, where it tells you how much of your of life you've wasted on a game. Yeah, I know what you mean. I play this game also on the PC, as well as a few other games. And let me tell you, it's the worst when you sit there and you're looking at it and it's like, oh, you've spent X amount of time playing this one particular game. And you're like, oof. Ooh, man, what else could I have been doing with that time right there? Whew. Oh, I want to climb the tree. Okay. I feel like a tree hugger right now. Normally I can climb the tree just fine. But yeah. Well, we have that blanketed. Now we just gotta take and see. You should delete one or two. Yeah, right? So that that way it looks like you've played a little bit less. Oh boy. I know what you mean there. That's the worst part is on the PC with Steam, it actually shows you what your total amount on the game is. So it's not just your saved game, it's the entire game. So like for Farming Simulator on there, It shows it per saved game when you go to load up a game, but it shows it on Steam as how many hours you've spent on that one particular game. And that's where it's like, good lord, because it just accumulates it for you and it shows you. It's like, whew, man. And then you go to work and you pretend like you actually have a life. It counted in days on the Xbox One. What? Do heck with that. Man, could you imagine 100 hours? That is, well, that's four. That's a little over 4 days. Man, that would be even worse if it said days. Right? Oh boy, that's crazy. Well, now we're to the point where we just gotta wait on this field to grow. I could probably do some side missions, but we have been on this map now for an hour and a half, so I am gonna go ahead and end the broadcast there. Thanks for spending some time with me here, ASAP, and everybody else who was on watching tonight. And I will see you guys next time, where we will keep taking steps closer to get towards having cattle, and having that coming in as some extra income as well, and also maybe get some silage producing to where I can start making some big bucks, start rolling in the millions. I think it'll be quite a bit before we get quite that far, but we will do everything we can before Farming Simulator 17 comes out, and as soon as Farming Simulator 17 comes out, I'm just going to sell everything that's on this map and see how we did. And let that be the judges to how well we performed on this map. So, thanks again for your time, guys. I will see you next time.